Hello everybody, this is Carol from Friendly Coil. I'm here today to do day 10 of 12 Days of Pockets. And we're going to do just one type today, but I've used several different types, mostly book pages, but some scrapbook paper. But you can do this with a lot of different things. And what I'm calling them door pockets because they open up like this, but you have a pocket back here. So when you put, I'm dropping my ruler. When you put the glue on, you put it around these three sides here, and then you can have a pocket that goes in here, but you also have a journaling spot when you open it up. So this is made from a double book page. This one I glued on the back, but I would probably glue it into the thing. I made this one a while ago, and this is what I used to come up with what I was going to do today. I stamped on it over the door so that and I just did a little stamping here too, and I put something to write on the inside. So that was one. This is one I made more recently. Again, I did put a little washi tape on, but if you're putting the paper on, it doesn't matter. You still would glue like on these three sides, and then you would have a pocket here, and you also could open it up. This one I stenciled a little bit on with some Distress Oxide. I'm going to show you how to make one of those. This is a bigger book page, and I glued some of my alcohol ink dyed botanical paper on it on this side, and you turn it in, and I added a little bit here and then did a little stamping on it and put a little tag for opening it up. And again, it's a pocket right here, so you could put this on your page and then have a tag that went into the back of it right there. That's with the whole page. These I made, and I'll show you this book right here, Impressionist Gardens. It's like sort of a coffee table book, and it's got beautiful images in. I'll get some out in a minute, but that is it, like they're Renoir and Monet and Van Gogh. And this one, I took a page and I actually only used half of the page. And when you open it up, I thought it was light enough that you could just write right in there, so I didn't even put paper on it. But that would be glued in here, and you could put a tag behind as well. This one I made a little taller. Again, it's beautiful all the way. I put some paper here, and I left this part right here like a banner across the top of the painting that was on the other side. Then you could write in here, and then you could use this as a pocket. I've got that thumb notch put on here. This one I was experimenting, and I tried to make it look like a little gate. This is Edith Holden, and I still would glue it, and you could have something behind. But what I did is I used a little bit more than just one side of the paper. This was a full page. This was part of another page. I put washi tape over where the staples and sewing were. Where this is mostly sewing, there's holes there. And I did the same on this side, so that I could fold and it wouldn't end up, ripping there. And then this really doesn't hold this shut. It kind of does if this side's down, but you can just lift this up like this, but it looks like a little latch. This part here I did with this edge stamp, and I just went down the way, and I did it on both sides, so it kind of looked like, I don't know, like a fancy wrought iron type thing or something. Just, it was an experiment, you know. And again, I didn't put paper in here. You could. I thought you could just write over, except where the really dark part is. You could write right in there. So that one was like a little gate. And this one, it folds over farther. It could. I didn't make it even because I had this image from a calendar. And you can even see, it's a calendar I used. You can see things that I had on my calendar. You know, business meeting, hobby club, Stephen Colleen lunch, you know, Parade of Stars, different things like that. So that'll be the part that'll be glued in so you won't see it. But it was such a beautiful image, but I had gotten some ink from another page on it. So I covered that part up, and I also put some on both sides on this one. And so you can do this, and then you can open it up. And of course, this is scrapbook cardstock, lightweight cardstock. And I would write right on the rows. So I thought that would be pretty in a garden journal. So let's get started. I'll show you how to make a few of these here. It's really simple. This is from my DMC embroidery book that I took apart, and you can see where the staples, there were staples there. Took it off, and what I want to do is put some of this alcohol ink paper on the back. So I'm going to take this is the outside I want, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to put glue on it. Now when I do this, I have one ready to go that I'll actually show you about folding it, because this is glue has to dry before you fold it. But I'm still showing you kind of what I do, my steps, and hopefully I'm not gonna be able to see these lines of glue through the paper, because sometimes I do if it's really thin paper, and even this stuff here. So I would put my glue on, make sure you've got it on the edges, and then I would lay it down on here and smooth it out, and then leave it to dry. If I didn't get a corner, looks like here maybe I didn't get quite enough, I'm going to go back in there and put a little more glue. I didn't on this one either. Oh, yeah, I guess it's okay. So that's what I would do. And then when I'm done, when I cut it out, this will be on the inside. Okay. Here's one that I did, and it's dry. Now, when I'm going to fold it, with this one having this middle, you can kind of figure out about where it is just by folding it like this. And if you want to measure, you can measure. You just measure how wide your piece is. In this case, it's 4 inches total when I've got it folded in. So I've got 2 inches folded in on both sides. And so, you know, get it on there. I'm going to make sure that it's right before I really burnish. Okay, that's good. So then go ahead and take your bone folder and burnish it. And now you've got that. You punch here for your thumb notch. Well, I almost say thumbnail. That's what the little pictures are when I put it up. But I would then stamp on this. Like when I did the one like this, I stamped it right over the middle. And you can do that, or you can just do something on the side like I did here or here. So just go ahead and stamp anything that you'd like. I liked it being able to see the book page and still having some decoration on it. So that's how you do it. Now you can round your pages. You can clip off little bits, like I think taking just a tiny bit off each of the ends just adds a little something on these. And I'm just taking off a little tiny nick. You could round it totally too, but just taking that little bit off, I think it looks good. And then I've got that, and this would do the same thing once it's dry. Okay. Now, I took this book, put my glue in here temporarily. Okay, and this one has, I found it, I mean, you know, there's pages that just have writing on, but then you've got pages that have the beautiful large paintings, and sometimes on both sides. Like this would make a beautiful one. You just would put your paper on the back, same thing. This one's a little narrow, but you could do it the other direction if you maybe cut off a little bit so you didn't notice those were people. All of these, this is a vertical one. Now, if you get one like this, now this you could make one from the top and one from the bottom, and that's kind of what I pulled out to show you. Like this was a big one. I would cut this in half and make one from the top and one from the bottom. And I have an example of that. This one was like this. And I've cut off this edge because this was ripped. But this one I cut 6 inches off. And then I've got 6 inches approximately down below. If it's not exactly and I want it 6 inches, I'll just cut it. But then I glued that on. And I also have it on some of the alcohol ink spray dyed. I've got a video on how to do that. It was from last summer because I did it up in Wisconsin when we were up there visiting, living in our camper. It was so much fun. We're going up. It's going to be different this year. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. My granddaughter's 24 now, and she's the one that's, you know, left up there besides brothers and sisters of mine and my husband as well. But I just cut this out after it's been dried. And then you do your fold, and like I said, you can measure if you want. You could even measure and then use a what do you call it? A scoreboard. This one here is just about 4.5 inches, and each side is about 2 1/4. So you can get pretty accurate just doing it like this, but you know, it's up to you. I'm gonna move this out of the way, and then go ahead and get that burnished. I just think these paintings are just absolutely gorgeous. And then you've got it again. Make a thumb notch from it. Burnish. And this is another one I did. This was a little bit smaller picture, so I couldn't get two from that page. But I think this one's a Monet, and it's water lilies. And I put one of my botanical things on there, fold it in, and then it's just a matter of if you want to put something on. And if you're gonna do your distressing, you know, do that. Same thing with this. I would distress. I'm gonna end up cutting a thumb notch out of that. Probably should do that right away. Thumb notch, yes. Okay, this one's about 4 1/4. So 2 1/8. Pencil, pencil, pencil. Okay. About 2 1/8 is going to be my middle. Now you can eyeball that as well. And a lot of times I do. But if you aren't sure, go ahead and mark it where your center is, because then you cut it off anyway. So there you go. Again, if you want to, you can take trim a little corner off, or you could round the corners, whatever you want to do. Okay, and I'm going to do this side. Won't show as much, but if there's any whiteness on the edge of the page, it'll take that off. Alright. This one here won't really show because you'll be gluing here, but I do like to do these edges. And I do that on all of the book pages too. And then you can decide, do you want to put something on? And like I said, I've got one of these, I got these from Artie Mays, and you had to cut them out, because I don't have a whale tail. So I go ahead and I don't know why I always want to put them on this side. I'm going to put this one on this side. Put your glue on. Because I always thought those whale tails were kind of cute, but I looked like on eBay or something to see if I could try to find one, and oh my gosh, they're so expensive because you can't get them anymore. So I'm just going to go ahead and place this on the back here, and then bring it around to the front. And I like to put it so that the little tail that comes out is right by the edges there. So that is one from the Impressionists, and this is heavy book page, so it's a really sturdy pocket, and beautiful to have that inside for you to do it on too. So that is the open door pocket, and that's it for now. Hope you will try it, and I'll have day 11 up shortly, because I've been working on all of my samples and things for that one too, and working on how to best do it. So that's the pockets for 10, and I hope you'll try it. Very easy peasy one. But you can experiment. You know, this one's totally different because it opens both ways. But And this I made like the gate. So go ahead and experiment and find some book pages, regular book pages like this, or like this, or some gorgeous ones. You could also use maps. I have an atlas book from the 1700s. It's not a book from then, but it's maps from that time period. So those things, I'll use one of them in my next video. So those are your open door pockets, and I hope you'll be back for day 11 shortly. Sorry it took me so long to get this one out. I've been working on my art. All right, no, there's my shirt. Okay, this is Carol from Friendly Quail saying bye.